Welcome to Cracking Open an Empire. This week we are back with Shaman. And like always, just before we get ready to crack open the Empire, it's time to crack open the beers. So if you will, grab your cold beverage and
hang on. I'm gonna mess it up again like last time, aren't I?
I was a bit premature.
Yeah!
Oh.
I did a lot of things as Raw. She was an experience. I cut Egregor's hand off twice.
I mean, at that point, it's their own fault, really.
Those of an ancestral persuasion.
Indeed.
There we go. Three syllable words.
Very good.
I'm good at talking. The madness expresses itself differently in every case. Some struggle to separate the voice of the ancestors from those living orcs around them. Do you think anyone ever plays a shaman at that level of...
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. Grud?
Yeah, true, okay. As soon as you started talking, everyone would stop. And regardless of what you had to say, everyone would listen.
Which 90% of the time was nonsense. I'm just going to put it out
Well,
there.
that's the great thing, because that's exactly what it should be.
Like, fun role playing with hands. And with Grud. My two favorites.
I mean, look, let's be honest, who can't have a good time with Grud? Either of them. But especially the one that likes to lay in ditches eating the
who
biscuits.
doesn't have a good time with Grud?
Grud, yeah, that's fair enough.
I think I will probably come back and play another shaman later on down the line.
Well, do you know what? Maybe we don't want you anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right. You
alright
leave
then.
us for another nation, we might not want you anymore.
Alright, I'll go on it is then. See you later.
We're going to change the YouTube name.
Wait,
We're gonna-
whoa.
The nation's planet. Nah, that's
Oh.
rubbish.
Matt had said, oh yeah, we're going to do Shaman. So I was like, right, okay, I'm going to go read. So I read all of this. And the first thing that I came in, I was like, you're not playing to brief. You played the brief wrong. You're not warlords. I'm supposed to be shaman. And you were just like, well, it wasn't like that before.
So
I felt so smug at that point.
yeah, you're never going to let me live this down, are you? But I would like to point out right now that Raw was not warlord by choice. At all. Very important. There was once a point in time where the rest of the banner died. And it was just Raw. So, what else
Warlord
was I
by
supposed to do?
Warlord by default, yeah.
Oh.
This is how Raw has manipulated the deck since 380 YE.
So on that very disgusting note
Yes.
that Matt had done to us, I think we should move on to the next section.
It's fine, it's actually the other man that gave away Crow's Ridge, so I'm just going to
I
put
mean,
that out there for legal reasons. And
what I
moving
find-
on very swiftly. How have you found it trying to play a character that's a bit off the wall and
I assume for Andy this was perfectly easy.
Ouch.
Oh, come on. You're Noel Fielding incarnate.
I really like playing characters that are a bit like that. There's a bit more to them than necessarily meets the eye. And Raw kind of had this sort of duality of being approachable, but also like
being madder than a whole box of chocolate frogs.
being very unpredictable.
So, we touched on this a little bit before. Shaman influencing leadership. Have you ever given bad advice or
On purpose.
said? Well, that's the thing, because you
Ooh.
are making up
And
you've been
like-
telling humans that the world is flat again.
But like, okay, so take that. Like, someone would be like, "Bro, I think the Earth is flat," and then she'd say something completely different and be like, "Ah, yes, but also, I believe Lisbetta might be a lizard." And then try and work back from A to Z as to how these two things connect.
I think I've mentioned this before, but it's one of my most favourite experiences of a certain individual member of our banner losing something. And instead of going to tell Raw they come to tell me because they were so afraid of what Raw might do that they were just like, oh no, we'll tell Bull because then Bull can tell Raw and
Then Bull can take the fall.
Yeah.
I think what's more worrying is the people who did listen to Raw.
I mean, I turned out right.
If you feel the need to say that, Sammy,
Something
I hate
probably
to break
wrong.
it to you, but you didn't turn out alright.
Well, I'll go sulk in the pit.
Go on, off you go.
My favourite moment was making sure that your dress didn't catch fire. when you put a load of candles in the pit and you were swishing around and I was on the sidelines
Aw.
waiting to stamp out the fires if your dress got on fire.
That was funny. My peripheral vision as Raw was very poor.
Yeah.
I know it did happen once, but I'm not going to go into that. I mean, the first time I spoke at Conclave was horrendous. I was so nervous about it that I never ever did it again. And I have no intention of ever doing it again. It's horrible. And they weren't even nasty to me. And they usually tear each other to pieces.
You know, top 5 cinematic moments that I've ever been a part of. Weirdly, a lot of them are involving you. I don't know why, but
It's because I'm fabulous.
I won't go that far. But yeah, it generally so much shade. It was definitely a tour de force. So well done for that.
Thanks again, Andy, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
That's all right. It's been really nice. You know, maybe we'll see you around the flat sometime.
Yeah,
soon.
I'm going to start the arduous journey back to the
Yeah.
bedroom.
Well, I hope you have a good journey home.
Just saying, travel next time.
Okay.
Alright?
Make sure you don't drive because you have been drinking.
True.
So, yeah. I mean, we probably should say, please drink responsibly. Responsibly.
Yep.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Crack open the Empire. We'll do this again sometime.
Hell yeah.
I hope you enjoyed. See you all again soon.
Very nice.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Can I get an amen?
Amen!